I'm Kelly.
And I'm Leslie.
And we're the Dollar Saving Divas. Well, today we're going to talk about things women who are always on time do every day. And I'm one of those women. Stay tuned. This episode of the Dollar Saving Divas podcast is brought to you by renttherunway.com.
You'll find more than 200,000 pieces and 400 designers in the Rent the Runway closet. Anything you want, one flat price.
Formal, cocktail, festive. What type of event are you attending? Get 4 or 8 day designer rentals for a fraction of the price.
And when you click through the link on our Dollar Saving Divas Facebook page, you'll save even more, and you'll help us keep this podcast free.
Look great and save money too. Okay, Leslie, are you an on-time person?
I'm a little hit or miss on that one.
Ooh.
I gotta admit, most of the time when it's important, I am, but I'm a little sketchy. I
am always on time. Well, except for this morning, but I did text you and say I was running a little late.
That's true.
Because my little one wasn't feeling very well. But I really do think number one, I think it's polite to be on time. So there are lots of things that women can do every day. Mark, are you an on time kind of person?
I'm an early person.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Early,
that's good.
I am too. I'd rather get there early. You know, you can play on your phone. You can answer some emails, but get to whatever that location is because you don't know if you're going to get stuck in traffic, if you can't find a parking space, if you don't have change for the meter, whatever it would be. Just like get there, hang there out 10, 15 minutes early.
I think I found my soulmate.
Oh, well, good, because my husband is the total opposite.
Feeling a little left out here.
Yeah, plus I don't get stressed out if I get there early. My husband is constantly, yes, I love you, dear, but he is always, he waits to the last minute to get ready. And then I'm, panicking at the door. I've got my coat on. I'm thumbing this. I'm yelling up the stairs. Where are you? I've started the car. I've got everything ready to go. And inevitably, he'll come out. We'll get in the car, close the garage door, start to pull away. And he goes, oh, I forgot my phone. And then he'll go back in and get that. This happened to us 3 times. He comes back out again. Our daughter's with us. He forgot his glasses. Went back in.
And he was driving?
Yeah. A third time, he forgot his wallet. So 3 times, and now we're 15 minutes late, and I am like sweating. I'm like in a panic. I am. It's terrible. I just hate it. Oh, Mark, I'm so with you. Thank you. Oh, God bless. There's someone like me.
There's somebody out there. Yeah. Well, one of the things that I always use is Google Maps. Because it'll tell you not just the directions, but it'll actually tell you if there's a traffic jam. It'll suggest other ways to get around it. The thing is, though, you want to check it before you leave the house in case there's a traffic jam, not as you're in the traffic jam. It really doesn't.
Right, and it shows you, oh, yeah, here's the red spot. Oh, yeah, I'm right in it, and it's going to last another 7 miles.
I'm not moving.
Well, and like Siri does that. I mean, she can give you the directions and stuff, too, and the time that you're going to arrive there, and then it changes all the time, too.
But always add a little bit of time on those time estimates, just to be safe. If you add a little 10 to 15 minutes on the Google Maps time estimate.
How about what I do is I use a Franklin planner. So when I plan my day, I kind of do it with here's the things that I need to get done on that day and the times that I'm going to do it. And then I leave myself time in between all those things, too. And this is just my personal task, not just going someplace. But these are certain things I need to get done before the conference call this afternoon or whatever it would be.
Yeah. And one of the other tip is invest in a coffee pot with a timer on it. Or, like I do, I use the Keurig. So you're not waiting to make your coffee. I need coffee when I get up. I am that person that I need the coffee as soon as I get out of bed in the morning. In fact, my wonderful husband, when he hears me getting up, he makes the coffee. So as soon as I walk out, he hands me the cup.
Well, that's really nice. I don't drink coffee, so that's totally irrelevant for me. Well, how about this? I have actually done this before. We have a clock in our bedroom. I mean, we don't use it as an alarm because most people use their phone as their alarm. But I will set the clock in our bedroom 10 minutes early.
Oh, yeah.
And
I do that too.
I'll set his clock in his car 10 minutes early.
Yeah.
Now, I've only done this more recently since he goes back into the house 3 times, because he's forgotten things. But it's, okay, I think I just blew it now. I better tell him not to listen to this podcast because then he's going to know.
He's going to be on to you.
The other night, he did forget something. We were going out to dinner for our daughter's birthday, and he got in the car, and he forgot his wallet. So he had to go back in the house. But I did have, he even said, well, how come the clock here doesn't match what my watch says? I said, aha, I got you. We were not going to be late for a
ripping
reservation.
the time-space continuum between the two rooms. Is he a snooze button user? Do you do the snooze on the alarm clock?
I don't do the snooze, but my daughter does the snooze.
I'm bad about the snooze. You should never do the snooze. Just get up.
Like, she'll set her alarm for 7:30, but she's not going to really get up until 7:45. But it'll go off two or three times.
Yeah, but that's not good sleep. You're not getting good sleep in that snooze.
And you're not falling back asleep for 15 minutes. So
just get up.
That makes no sense to me at all.
So here's a tricky one. Learn how to gracefully exit social situations where people are just going on and on and on and you don't have time. You're on your way to a meeting. Have you ever had that happen? You're on your way to a meeting and somebody stops you in the hallway and just blah, 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 blah. Learn how to gracefully exit that.
What do you do?
You say, stop talking. I got to go to a meeting.
I'm late for a meeting. See ya.
And then you gracefully walk away.
You just kind of keep backing out the door. Well, okay. I'm usually when they're trying. I'm the one usually that's talking that they're trying to get away from. So I really not have that problem. How about this though? I don't know about you, but right by our back door in our mudroom, we have a kind of a key hook. So when you come in the house, you immediately put your car keys there because how many times, yes, my husband done this, if he doesn't put the car keys on the hook, he's running around the house going, where are my car keys? It's like probably in the pocket of the coat that you wore yesterday.
Your husband's getting pretty beat up in this session. I don't think I'd let him listen to this.
Yeah, and I think that's a marvelous idea. But I always then not only do I know where my keys are, but also the next day, let's say you've got an early meeting. Well, I always try to pick out what I'm going to wear. And, what shoes I'm going to wear. And then I also, if I have my coat, my briefcase, whatever it's going to be. And I kind of set it all in an area so you can just get up and get going and get out and be on time.
Yep. Well, here's a tip that I don't do this, but this is what I've heard.
It's supposed to be like an old wives' tale or something.
Yeah, get a silk pillowcase and do your hair the night before.
I could just
and then sleep on the silk pillowcase. So your hair looks lovely in the morning. Now, this would not work for me because it doesn't matter what I do. My hair does not look lovely in the morning. There's work involved.
I could see you with like a little hairnet on.
I know, like you wrap your head. Like my aunt used to do. Years ago, she'd wrap her head in toilet paper.
Oh, I've heard of yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm not vouching for that, but
okay, this is what I used to do
out there.
when I was in college and in high school. You know those rollers that were about the size of an
those great big things,
like a soup can.
Yeah.
Well, I used to pull my hair on top of my head. My hair was really long, and then I'd roll.
Oh yeah,
with this big old. I looked like Pebbles and Bam Bam kind of thing. I looked like that.
And then you
and then and then when I came the next morning, I'd take my hair down. It was nice and smooth.
Yeah. I used to do the rollers at night, the spongy ones. So sleep on.
I had that little hooky thing that went over.
Yeah,
so my hair used to get caught in that.
Okay, yeah, we're totally dating ourselves now.
Totally. I do wash my hair the night before though, because then it's clean for the next day, even though I take another shower. But at least I wash my hair. Oh man, this is getting bad.
We've delved into areas that nobody needs to know about.
Okay, well, the one thing I have one friend of mine, which will remain nameless, who is always, and when I say always, I mean absolutely always late. I think she was she was actually late for her own wedding. It would not have surprised me at all, but she always gets involved in something else. So she's late, and she's so polite, she won't exit from whatever that is. Somebody stops her, she'll just stay there. And so what I do with her is if we have reservations for 6:30, I'll tell her the reservations are at 6 o'clock, and then I'll pick her up. So she's got to be ready because it's like, we're out of here. So hopefully she doesn't realize who she is, but oh well.
No, I do that with my kids. I'll tell them dinner's at 7 when it's really at 7:30. Yep, absolutely.
Well, the other thing is, when you have a little extra time, don't start a new project because you won't have time to finish the project. You'll just have time to start the project. Then you'll start getting stressed out. Then you're going to want to finish it, and it's either going to be you're going to be late or you're going to finish it and it'll be half. You know what I was going to say. So don't start a million chores. Just set aside. Here's what I'm going to do. Finish it, and don't start anything else.
You finish early.
You finish early,
even better.
Absolutely. Yeah. So these are some great tricks. There's some other things we said. What were some of the other things we said? Oh, set alarms for events like, here's when I need to call for the Uber. Yeah. Or
I put everything on my calendar on my phone because it gives you that little 10-minute reminder, and you can set your reminders. So it always tells you should be leaving now. It's time to leave. It's time to think about leaving.
Well, and that's like when you're at a party, you need to corral your spouse.
Oh, always have a signal.
Oh,
always have a signal when it's time to exit.
Exactly, because otherwise one of you is sitting there and the other one is like, we're out of here. We got to get out of here.
No, you got to have a signal, a word, something.
Oh, yeah.
Clam chowder. All right, baby, we're out.
Mashed potatoes. Chili. Yes, that's one of those tricks. Okay, so what else? Anything else you can think of?
No, I think it's just important to have a level of respect for other people's time because when you're late, you're wasting somebody else's time. So, it's just good to be respectful.
I think so, too. Right, Mark?
I stopped listening at Wrap Your Head in Toilet Paper.
Thanks for listening to the Dollar Saving Divas. If you have ideas for an upcoming episode, we'd love to hear from you. Just head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/DollarSavingDivasCBus and share your comments. Our podcast is available on iTunes, iHeartMedia, or your favorite podcast player. Thanks again for listening.